Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Brandon Gamble here, Principal Faculty for Bassi Pilates. I've got a fun workout for you on the Wunda chair today. I'm calling it All About Wunda. We're going to do a session from beginning to end using some fun repertoire on this amazing apparatus. Thanks again for joining. Let's move. Okay, here we go. Before we get started, please smash that like button and hit subscribe to become a part of the Pilates Life channel. Thanks again for being here. Here's our All About Wunda. I've got an amazing assistant for me today, Natalia. Is that how you like me to pronounce it? Come on. She is going through the Bassi Pilates program, and I'm so excited to have her here. And we're going to be moving through this Wunda chair workout. So it's not a traditional Bassi Pilates warm-up. It's not the fundamental mat. It's not the intermediate. It's not the Cadillac. It's not the F2. But it's very similar. In any warm-up, you want to have a little bit of articulation, a little spine twisting, and some abdominal work. So that's what we're going to do here. So what we're going to get started with is I want to have you sit right about here and have a lie down, and I'm going to go to about 3-0. I think 3-0 is going to be a good position for you. So take your feet up over the top, hands down by your side. We've got a nice postural alignment here. We're looking at the head, the ribs, the pelvis, the feet. We're going to pull into your hip extensors, come down and bring it back up. I just feel like that's going to be a little bit much for you, so we're going to go down to 2-0. Go ahead and pull through and scoot up just a tad. Good. And drop your heels down and wrap your toes over so you have that nice prehensile position. So you're going to need to keep this bar down. This is the tough part, using those hip flexors, those knee extensors, knee flexors to keep those feet down. This is a beautiful position here. If you can see this on the feet, she's got this nice prehensile position. You've got the bar down? Excellent. So what we're going to start with is a pelvic curl. We also do this as a bottom lift in the repertoire in our Wunda chair workouts, but this is going to be our warm-up. Take a breath in, neutral. As you exhale, go into that deep posterior tilt, pull into the abdominals and start to peel the spine up from the backs of the legs. Very challenging here to keep those heels down, to keep that prehensile position. Inhale. As you exhale, I want you to feel each vertebra one at a time articulate down and through and back to neutral. As you or your client, whether you're doing this workout with us or you're using this to train somebody, as they come back to neutral pelvis, you really have to get into those hamstrings to keep that bar down. Inhale. Exhale, go into that deep posterior. Start to peel your spine up. Excellent. Breathe in. As you exhale, you're going to feel each vertebra one at a time articulate down, rolling back and through to a neutral pelvic position. Go a little bit further towards anterior. That's it. That's your neutral. Nice job. Inhale. Exhale up. Now this is a dynamic exercise. I absolutely love pelvic curls, bottom lifts, because all the extensors of the body are working here. And roll your spine down. That's my phone. Inhale, exhale, peel up. We won't even put that as a blooper. We'll just keep that in the video. Inhale and exhale, roll down. So one more. Take a breath in. Exhale, peel up. Again, all the extensors of the body are working here. The shoulder extensors, pressing a little energy into the mat. The back extensors, holding this line. The hip extensors, her adductors, you can tell she's working here. Inhale, and as you exhale, you shut those extensors off. You eccentrically roll back and through to a neutral pelvic position. That was excellent. We're going to go back to this position in a moment, which is going to be really challenging. But before we do, we're going to do spine twist supine. So lift the bar up slowly. Take your legs to tabletop one at a time. Take your arms out to a T position, palms face upwards. Beautiful, nice. Excellent. Draw your ribs down a little bit. I want you to put a little bit of energy into my hand, just a little, that's it right there. We're not biasing towards posterior, we're just making sure that we're in a neutral position, holding that line of neutral pelvis, maybe slight bias to posterior. You're a little tight in the back today. Pull your knees in a little bit, that's it right there. You feel that? Excellent. Inhale towards me, the legs move as one unit, and exhale back to center. Inhale away from me. I love this. Exhale back to center. Essentially, this is the mat fundamental warm-up. We're just using the Wunda chair as a little bit of an assist to make some of this work a little more challenging. Inhale to the right. Use your abdominal obliques to pull back to center. What I love here, keep going, is that she's got this nice wide shoulder line here. And she's keeping her shoulders equally weighted onto the mat. So, there it goes. My phone again. Inhale to me and exhale back to center. Inhale to the right, exhale to center. One more each side. And all I'm doing is making these little adjustments to make sure that she's holding that nice line of the knees, hips, and legs. Good. Hold this position here. Take your hands back and interlace them behind your head. We're going to take the feet back onto the bar. Go back to that prehensile position where your toes and feet of the upper position are wrapping over. Pull into your hamstrings, push the bar down, and then drop those heels down to the mat. Beautiful. Keep that position. Now this is where it becomes challenging because on a regular chest lift we don't have the hip extensors, hamstrings working so diligently. So you've got the bar down, yeah? This is going to be tough. Take a breath in. As you exhale, head, chest, and shoulders come into forward flexion. Nice. Breathe in and exhale down. Oh, that was beautiful. It's tough to keep that bar down, isn't it? Inhale. Exhale up. Now, if I feel like she needs a little bit of challenge, or myself, I need a little more challenge, or your client needs more challenge, you can put a little more weight on here, but I think this is a good challenge. If I went to 2-3 or even 2-0 or 4-0, she might be popping that bar up a little bit, so we're just going to leave it where it's at. Hold, breathe in, exhale down. I want you to think of taking your thumbs with your fingers, so the whole fingers and thumbs are one family, moving as one. Exhale up. Head, chest, and shoulders come into forward flexion. Hold, breathe in. Oh, exhale down. Nice. So as I was giving her a little spot, she got a little too comfortable with it. Inhale. Exhale up. Hold, breathe in. Exhale down. I really love the way she's coming into forward flexion. So many people try to lift up on their chest lift. It's flexion of the spine. The rectus abdominis is doing that work. Hold, breathe in. Exhale down. Let's do one more, and this last one will go into rotation. Inhale. Exhale. Come into forward flexion. Now, that pedal's all yours. You got to stay in control of that. Go a little more towards neutral pelvis. Yes. And breathe in. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. This is challenging. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Have fun with this at home. I love that forward flexion is taking priority over rotation. We don't want to over rotate on chest lift with rotation. We want to rotate just enough to get those internal and external obliques working, but maintaining that forward flexion, maintaining that control of the rectus abdominis. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. I'm right here for her. She's just starting to lose that pedal a little bit. One more each side. And center, and across, and center. Keep that bar down, don't move. Grab your thighs. Pull yourself a little deeper into forward flexion. Keep that bar down, nicely done, don't move. Interlace your hands behind your head. And down you go. Oh, that's a nice warm-up, isn't it? Let the bar up nice and slow. And good, I've got the bar, you can have a stand. So we're not going to be using the crutches today. I love these. These are really nice, stable crutches on this particular machine. But we won't be using them, so we'll just take them out of the way. There's a nice locking mechanism there for them. We're going to have a sit right about here. I'm going to go to 2-2, maybe 3-2 to start her. And we'll see how that feels. Sit right here towards the edge. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I turned my ringer off so I didn't hear my mom text. Okay, so most importantly, we want to watch the postural alignment. We want to make sure that your client is towards the front edge, so they're sitting on their sits bones as far forward as they can. Heels are parallel, a couple inches apart. We're gonna go hands to the outside today. There's several positions that you can use with the arms. We're gonna start in a really basic neutral position here. Take a breath in, exhale, press the pedal down, inhale away. Now with the reformer, with the Cadillac, when you're doing your footwork, you've got this nice apparatus that's giving you tactile feedback on where your pelvis is, where your spine is, where your shoulders are, where your postural alignment is. Here, you don't have that feedback. So we've really got to watch to see how you and or your client is working with the other repertoire. We pull the abs in a little bit, lift the chin up a tad, and keep those extensors active. And keep those adductors of the shoulder joint active, so you're actually pushing in here just a little bit. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Very nice alignment. And up you go. We're going to go to your toes, parallel, a couple inches apart. Good. Maintain just a gentle plantar flexion there and press it out. What you'll see is as people start to fatigue, keep going. Exhale down. Inhale up. I want a little better foot position so you feel like you can maintain that plantar flexion. There you go. Does that feel a little bit better? Exhale down. Does the weight feel a little heavy? Little bit, I can tell. This is a brand new Bassey Systems Wunda chair and those springs are a little taut. So we're gonna take her down just a tad. I want the alignment good. I want the pelvic positioning good. I don't want her struggling through this repertoire. Get yourself or your client to a position where you're working, but you're not coming out of your technical position. So again, as I was saying before, if we start to fatigue, you'll see the back start to sway a little bit, which means the abdominals are letting go. They're not working as well as they should. Make sure your client is constantly co-contracting abdominals and back extensors to create this nice postural alignment. And exhale, you're looking great. How's it feel? Does that feel a little better? Good. And exhale. Good, come on up. We're just going to feel as if the hip joint is externally rotating. The heels will naturally come into that V position. Your foot placements feels good there. Exhale down. Good, we did not plan this, but she's actually matching my shorts today. I love it. Thanks for that. Ribs in a little bit. There you go. Inhale up. She's doing a great job on keeping that head alignment, that shoulder scapula stabilization, gentle adduction. Sometimes I'll come around behind my client, I'll push their hand out a little bit to see if they're holding that alignment well, if they're holding that adduction well. Inhale, exhale. The main position I like to start with for the arms on this is behind, and we'll do that on the next two foot positions. Hold the top, go to your heels to the outside corners, open V heels. Good. You're going to take your hands back. I like to say we make a little spider with our hands. So we go right to about here, soften your elbows a little bit. And that's a beautiful stretch, keeps that shoulder in an externally rotated position. Legs right about there, so your knees are in line with the toes, the big toes, and abs in a little bit and press it down. And watch the hyperextension of your elbows. I want them soft. There you go. And excellent. Another thing we'll start to see with our clients or yourself if you're working out with us is this feeling of leaning back a little bit. So make sure you're keeping that body weight just over those sits bones. That's it. Nicely done. Keep those elbows soft. Keep that shoulder open. Let's bring that finger up onto the top there. There we go. That's tight on your shoulders, isn't it?
I don't feel it.
No, it feels okay? Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. And from the top, we'll go to our toes, open V toes. I just like to hold the pedal for my clients so they're in a safe position here. And here we go. Open V toes. Good. We're going to take the alignment up just a little bit with the head position. And right here, keep that co-contraction. Push into my hand here just a little bit. That's it. You feel the difference? It's very challenging to get the spinal extensors working equally. Those lower spinal extensors can over-dominate that upper thoracic region. And we want to make sure we co-contract from here, but keep all the extensors active without over-arching the back. And there you go. I'm telling you, as we fatigue, we start to find this forward flexed position. Inhale and exhale. She's got a nice controlled pace, working both the eccentric and concentric contractions equally, evenly. And come back up. I want you to do another repetition, but I want you to drop those heels just a little bit. You got your little dancer's feet going on. Yes, your ballet feet going. There you go. That's better. I don't know if you noticed that or not, if you can see it in the video, but she was starting to roll out on the ankle a little bit. We dropped the heel just a little bit to find a more neutral position of plantar flexion in the ankle joint. Excellent. So I'm going to grab your bar. You take your feet off. Come off of there for a moment. Stand here facing me. Put your toes right about there. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe step forward just a tad and bring your feet a little closer together. Okay, your hands are going to come here to either side of the machine. The leg closest to the camera over there is going to come up here. You're going to push the bar down, and right between the patella and the tibia, there's a little groove right here. And that groove, bring your knee to the pedal, to the edge. It goes right in that edge there. So now we're nice and locked in. We look at the posture. This pelvic position will come out of position and it'll twist. So we want to make sure that we're neutral here. Also, this back foot will have a tendency to rise up. So we want to keep that back heel anchored. From here, we point and flex. Keep the knee right here in the cupple of my hand. Point, there you go, and flex. And exhale and inhale. So when the leg is straight, you're typically working the gastrocnemius. So Cadillac, reformer, leg is straight for calf work, you're working that upper portion of the calf muscle. Well, the soleus gets most of the work when you have this degree of angle, this bend in your knee. So this is an excellent opportunity to get that muscle group on this apparatus. And exhale. Really nice alignment that she's maintaining here. From the head, through the spine, through the tailbone, all the way through the leg. Good, and switch legs. I've got the bar. Knee's gonna go right about here. Good, how's that feel? Pull your ribs in a little bit, lift your chest up a tad, and extend through the crown of the head. Lifting, lifting, that's it right there. Get that pelvis squared off, lengthen this leg a little bit, and drop your heel down. Boom, now we look good. Now go. Exhale, inhale. Typically, I do like to do about 15 or 20 repetitions in this position. And wow, you're looking really good. You're really supporting a nice line, Natalia, really nice. I am constantly looking around the body. If we get too focused on one section of the body, we get too focused on what the pelvis is doing, we could lose what's happening in the shoulders. We could lose what's happening in the alignment of the head. Constantly step back, look at your client, train the body that's in front of you. It doesn't matter if we're doing fancy choreography or just adding a bunch of crazy repertoire. You want to work the person that's in front of you. Work with the body that's in front of you. Good. Okay, off you go. I've got the bar. Nicely done. You're going to sit back down again. I'm going to take a little bit of weight off of here. I think that's conservative, but we'll see how you feel. You let me know. Sit here, face this direction. Single leg heels, single leg toes on the Wunda chair, very challenging. So we'll see how she does. If I need to make a modification or get an assist going, we will. Both heels on the bar. Start right about there. Bring your heel forward just a tad. Good. And this one I really do like to kind of hold on to the side. That way you have a little bit of support for your torso. Ribs in a little bit. Crown of the head reaching up. Good. So from this position, this leg is going to come straight out. And let's take it down to about there. Exhale, press. lot of work in the hip flexor right here, a lot of work in that thigh. Very challenging exercise. She's making it look good. Now we're coming a little bit out of position. Keep going with the pelvis. So what that's telling me is that this is a little too challenging. So I'm just going to give her a little bit of support. We're going to drop down just to about there. Does that feel a little bit better? And use my leg for a little support if you need it. And exhale. And inhale. So I'm giving her a little assist. You can use a ball. You could bend the knee to modify the position if you like. That's about 8 reps. We'll stop at the top, switch legs. Bring the left leg out. We'll take it down to about there, which I think was the same angle before. Ribs in. Come forward just till you feel my finger. Good. And go. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but the pelvis is pushing forward a little bit. She found it, she found it. So drop this hip a little bit and then go. There you go. That was it. You feel that? Very challenging. I probably could have gone a little lighter for her, but we'll keep her here. Exhale. Inhale. And use that breath to create a rhythm for the movement. That breath oxygenates your blood on a cellular level. It creates a rhythm for the movement, calms the body and mind. It has so much benefit in this movement. Has so much benefit in the process that Pilates has to offer. Good, we're going to switch legs to your toes, put both toes on, square your hips off, square your feet off, reaching up here, finding that co-contraction, taking this leg out. Now we'll go ahead and do a modification. We're just going to bend this knee a little bit. Right about there, drop the femur just a tad and hold that position as you press down and up. So the first you saw was an assist. The second now you're seeing is a modification. Probably a little happy with that, aren't you? You want to keep them smiling. You want to keep them happy, especially when you're just starting the session. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And I'm putting my hand right back here on her lumbar, just around her sacrum, and I can really feel and get some feedback on her pelvic positioning and how she's doing here. Excellent. Really nice, Natalia. Really, really nice. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Take a breath. Exhale. You got it? Lift the chin a little bit, pull your ribs in a tad, and adduct those shoulders a little bit. There you go. Okay, we're just about done with our footwork. So we started with our warm-up. We're into our footwork now. The next block will be the abdominal block. You're making it look easy. You're making it look easy. Good, up you go. Good, I've got the bar. You can come off of there. Stand right about here and just hold that for a second. Okay, we're gonna go into the next block, which is the abdominal block. Go ahead and turn yourself around and sit down here. I'm gonna try, I'm just gonna be really conservative. Have a sit right here. 1-0, 1-0. We're gonna do pike seating. I'm going to take the bar down. You're going to bring the legs up on top, just around the arch of your foot. So you got to scoot forward a little bit. Good. This is a tough exercise. And I think the tough part about this is finding that beautiful balance between flexion of the spine and keeping the extensors active, not just sinking into it, not just pulling into the flexors, but keeping that nice balance between abdominals and back extensors. So straighten those knees, toes over the top. Good, and give it a little bit of a wrap, hands on the bar. Okay, you got it? Excellent. So straighten the arms out a little bit. Pull into your abdominals. Draw the chin down so the head's in line with the spine. Give me a slight posterior, that's it right there. So we want this active, but we also want the flexors working diligently. Exhale, press down on the shoulder extensors and up you go. Shoulder flexors, sorry. Exhale. Extensors, I lied. Straighten those elbows. That's it. So you feel your triceps a little bit more. That's it. And exhale. Pull into the ribs a little bit. And very nice. exhale, and exhale. Really good. And exhale. She's making it look easy. Pike sitting, very challenging exercise. Straighten those arms out, use those triceps, and beautiful. I've got the bar, take your feet off, and just kind of flip yourself around facing the other direction. And scoot forward, and you're gonna have a lie down so your head is right about here. So the next block is our hip work block, and obviously on the Wunda chair, if we don't have the F2 levers and sockets, we're not gonna be able to do a traditional hip series. So you can do ankle weights with your hips on the spine corrector, or there's other things that you can do to get your hip work in. But since we do have the F2 sockets, we're gonna use them. I'm going to go about here and here with my lever direction. I've got some leg springs on here. Now, most importantly, if you're using these, make sure that your client reaches up, grabs a hold of that Wunda chair, holds this position, and we want a little bit of room between the head and the edge of the chair. This chair is designed really well, so there's a kind of a cutout that's made for this, which we'll get into when we go into our jackknife. But make sure you're kind of pressing the heel of the hand into that wood so this chair doesn't move towards you as you're putting pressure on the springs, okay? Okay, let's put this foot in. Keep it right about there. Let's put this foot in. Keep this right about here. Come to your frog position. We're just going to do a fundamental hip series, so open your knees a little bit. More. So your springs come to the inside, a little more, right there. That's it. Drop your heels. Good. Now take your pelvis to neutral. So tailbone down, tailbone down, tailbone down. That's it. And ribs in. There we go. How's that feel? Okay? Press the springs away. Inhale, bend. Very similar to the Cadillac because we've got two independent springs. It's not like the Reformer where both feet are pressing one carriage. Each leg has to do its own work here. Excellent. We're reaching straight across, squeezing those adductors and pulling eccentrically back. Exhale. This position feels okay? Good. If you notice, I'm constantly in communication with my client. I want them to be communicating with me. I want to be communicating with them so we know if there's anything we need to address. See how this knee is kind of popping in a little bit? I want that spring just to the inside, so that gives you a little feedback on where your knee line should be. Use your springs, use your apparatus, use what you can to feel and know where your proprioception is, where your body is in space. A little wider. So what's happening is your heels are dropping a little bit, and that's why you're binding on that spring. So we want to stay right about there. Open a little bit. Two more. There we go. Externally rotate a little more. That's it. There, you feel that? Nice correction. Excellent correction. Okay, we're going to go into our circles. We come straight up with the legs. If you can get to perpendicular here, 90 degrees of the hip joint, that's great. If not, just make sure you're honoring that neutral pelvic position. Slight external rotation of those feet, the hip joint, and exhale down, circle, inhale, up, back to that perpendicular line. Exhale down, inhale up. I'm watching from this direction to see what's happening with the pelvis, making sure that coronally, sagittally, everything's working and moving as it should. You're internally rotating thank you, that was an excellent correction. If you see the feet starting to come together, going to more of a parallel position, you know yourself or your client's hip joint is starting to go to internal rotation. So we want gentle external rotation, gentle V position of the feet. If you want to go a little wider, you can. Good. And reverse direction, we do our circles up. So as you can see right here, we're almost going back to parallel. Little gentle V right there, up the center line. Right there, so keep that, relax your toes a little bit. There you go. Watch that really hard point of the feet. She's got a ballet background, So she's used to that exceptionally deep point of the foot, and we want the foot to be a little more relaxed. So we know the energy in hip work is coming from the hip region. The abdominals are holding the pelvis still, adductors are active, nice movement through the hip joint. We're not focusing on the feet and the strap, we're focusing on the movement coming from the hip region. That looks great. Feel the difference on that? Now your feet aren't so tense. That movement I can see is coming from here now. And last one, we're gonna hold right about here. On openings, we open along the same horizontal line and pull back along the same horizontal line. Inhale and exhale. Draw your ribs in a little bit and bring the feet up just a hair, up, 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 up. That's it right there. Now open along the same horizontal line and pull on the same horizontal line. That's it. There's your openings. Keep that gentle external rotation. Thank you. Relax the feet a little bit. Good, and the energy comes from the pelvis. It comes from the hips, not the feet in the strap. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Good, bend your knees. I'm gonna take the straps out. You can put your feet down, just rest for a moment. Thanks for holding that. Stay right where you're at. So the next block, we go into spinal articulation. We're in the perfect position for Jackknife, my favorite. Again, this machine, this Bassi system's one to try. I just love it because it has that nice cutout for the head. But again, you still want to make sure the head is not wedged up into the edge of this. Scoot down just a hair. There you go. I'm going to give her a fairly light weight to hold position here. We'll do 2-0. That feels good. Bring your arms up, palms face upwards, and you're just kind of holding yourself here. You definitely do not want to pull on that bar. You don't want to pull that chair into you. Sometimes for safety matters, if I'm working with somebody, I'll sit back here and make sure that chair is nice and grounded. But she knows not to pull on it, right? Good. Tabletop your legs one at a time. From here, we take the legs out to a 45 or 60 degree angle, just a diagonal line. She's done a great job on maintaining that neutral pelvis. We inhale to perpendicular. Now, from here, the angle of the hip joint doesn't change as she exhales up and over, touching the top of the feet to the bar, to the top of the chair. From here, we inhale up. Now, I like to support my client on the first couple. So you see how my leg is supporting her pelvis? That way she can get a good feeling of how those hip extensors are working to pull this direction, but her pelvis and abdominals are pulling in that direction. So pull your pelvis that direction more, more, more. That's it. That's it. Do you feel that? Legs right about here. Bring your legs towards you a little bit more. There. Now, as she rolls down, the feet stay above the face. The spine has this beautiful articulation down. We get as close to neutral as we can and back to that 60 degree angle. Inhale to perpendicular. Exhale, over, touch. Inhale, lift up. Now I'm gonna let you do this on your own. On your own. Bring your pelvis towards my hand. Pelvis towards my hand. More, 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 more. Legs up, legs together. That's it. Now, as you roll down, keep those feet above your face. Feel that articulation. And back. Oh, that's a tough one. So what, I'm gonna let you rest your feet for just a moment. What I want you to think of is a little more hip extension upwards, right? And pushing your pelvis towards your hands a little bit more, right? So you're pushing into that line. Inhale. Exhale. Nicely done. And inhale, pelvis goes towards you, legs go up. That's it, hold it. Now, articulate down. There, did you feel the difference on that one? Really nice, really nice. Last one, inhale to perpendicular. Hip joint angle stays the same. We exhale over. We touch. We inhale up. On your own, on your own, on your own, on your own. Right there, don't move. That was it. And roll down. I got more excited than you did on that one, I think. And back to that diagonal line. Bend your knees, drop your feet, and let go of the bar. You got the bar. Wow, that was awesome. That was nice. So let's come up. We're gonna do a very non-traditional stretch. This is one of my favorite. I don't know, I'm sure you've noticed in the videos that I'm doing, even in this video, I'm very hyperlordoric in my spine. Years and years in surfing has really given me a hyperlordoric spine. So this is a great stretch for the glutes and a little bit into the lumbar, the low back, that lordoric position. So come around to this side. What you're gonna do is take your right foot, you're gonna bring it up to the edge like this, and you'll be kind of sitting. So come over here, from straight, you're gonna put your foot on the edge and kind of sit into the chair. This back leg scoots back to a diagonal line. And here's your position for a nice, some people call this a number 4 stretch, some people call it Piriformis stretch. So for the stretch block, we wanna make sure the shin is in line with the front edge here. This comes back to a diagonal line. Pelvis is obviously going to be a little off, neutral, and then hands on the bar. And what we're going to do is just exhale, bring your thumbs over, there you go. Down, rounding the spine, stretch, oh that felt good. Is that your back? Exhale, felt a little release on her back, that's beautiful. And exhale. And inhale. I usually do 4 or 5 repetitions of this movement here, and then the last one we'll just hold it for 3 to 5 breaths. Doesn't that feel great in this region right here? Stretches the pelvis, piriformis, low back, and on the last one we're going to draw down, hold it here, and just let that stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel it through here. Inhale, exhale. You're so flexible that it's not as much of a stretch for you as it is for me, I can guarantee you that. And come back up. Good, switch legs. I like to make sure that this shin is in nice alignment with the front edge. She's kind of sitting on the edge of her hip there. Leg is at a diagonal line here. We round the spine to a gentle C curve and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. That looks great. Always, always, always watching shoulder scapula stabilization, making sure there's not excessive elevation of the shoulders up towards the ears. Watching the alignment of the spine and the head, making sure that all this is moving as one with good alignment. And on this last one, we're just gonna hold that stretch for a moment. Let the neck relax a little bit. Drop your shoulders down just a tad. There you go. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but she just got into her serratus anterior a little bit, and her lat and that shoulder just kind of pulled into more of a neutral scapula position. Inhaling and exhaling. And we come up. Good. So our next block is full body integration. We're going to go into the kneeling cat stretch. Go ahead and kneel right here. You're going to come fairly close to the edge. The closer you get to the edge, the more challenging this is going to become. Aren't you happy that you came here to volunteer for this? So come back just a tad. That's a little over zealous there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Gentle plantar flexion. Now, most importantly, you want to try to keep the femur in the same position. You don't want the angles to change much. If this comes back a little bit, that's okay. If you're working by yourself, be very conservative here. Give yourself a little extra weight. For her, I'm just going to do 3-0. 2-0 would be okay, but if you're working by yourself, maybe even 4-0, just so you feel that you're not uncomfortable or in a precarious position. So as she rolls down, the movement just occurs from the spine. I've got you. What I'm going to do is, if you're working with a client, put your hands on their ASIS, their hip bone right here. So, you know, they feel that you're here for them. they're a little more confident with this position. Now I want your thumbs over the front and the heel of your hand into the bar there. Now this is beautiful. If you can see the alignment of the head and the spine, this is what we're looking for. People get a little nervous here and tilt their head up. Make sure you keep that head in line with the spine. Thumbs over the top. There you go, I've got you. Inhale, press it down, extending the back. Down, 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 down. Push your chest towards my edge here. There you go, more, 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 more. That's it right there. Extend your upper back a little bit. That's it. Look at this position of the head. Very, very few people keep that alignment of the head. Exhale, go back into flexion. Back to your starting position. Keeping as much maintenance of that thigh as you can. Inhale, press it down. I've got you. Reaching out through the crown of the head. I'm really not holding her. I'm just letting her know that I'm here for her. Push your chest towards your thighs a little more. Chest towards your thighs. Chest towards your thighs. That's it. You feel that? And then come up. That's a little extra into that thoracic extension. A little more flexion, little more flexion. That's it. Don't shrug. Come on. I got you. I got you. I got you. Inhale. Press it out. Push your chest towards your thighs, chest towards your thighs. A little more extension here, little more extension, little more extension. That's it, that was beautiful. And up you go. Wow, she's making it look good. Let's do one more. Inhale. Really nice maintaining that thigh position, keeping those hips over the knees. That chest has got to come towards your knees, towards your thighs. More, 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 more. That's it right there. You feel that? Now come up. So I suspect she might have been a little conservative all the way in practicing this on her own. But you feel the difference on that? Yes. There's definitely a position where you feel you can go that is a little further than you think you can go. Yeah, nicely done. So step off of there for just a moment and just hold that position for a second. I'm going to grab a box. We're going to do some arm work. Next block is our arm work block. I'm going to have her sit right here, facing that direction. I think for her we're going to try 2-2. Let's try 2-2. Sit here facing that direction. We're going to do shrugs and tricep sitting. I love the mechanics of the shoulders on this. I love that you can see what's happening with your client and you can feel what's happening with your own movement if you're doing this on your own. So we're going to take the pedal down, take your hands back, push all the way down with your arms. Bend your knees a little bit more, that's it right there. And a lot of your posture is coming from here, so I want you to pull your ribs in and give me a little bit more of a co-contraction between your abdominals and back extensors. That's it, Natalia. Chin up, there you go. Okay, the arms stay straight, the elbows stay straight, don't hyper extend, co-contract if you need to, but this stays straight and the shoulders stay down. The shoulder's a gliding joint, so that shoulder blade should be gliding upwards, elevating, and then depressing, gliding downwards. Don't let it protract or retract. I'm going to let go of the bar. You got the bar? Excellent. Inhale, glide the shoulder up. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. If you ever watch when I'm filming these videos, I'm always kind of looking at different areas around, not just the client, because I have mirrors in my facility. And it's really nice to get a bird's eye view of what's happening with the client's posture. Chin up. And different angles of view on how the client's moving. So you're a little hypermobile in your shoulder, your elbow. That's it, thank you, that was perfect. Now, once we've got this beautiful connection, keep the bar down, this beautiful connection of that neutral scapular position, we bend the elbows, bringing the elbows behind us, maintaining this position of the scapula pressed down. There's a little bit of gluteal-humeral rhythm with the scapula, but not much at all. Exhale. The humerus really isn't coming up high enough to get a lot of gluteal scapular rhythm or gluteal humeral rhythm. Wow, you're doing great on this. Keep that beautiful lift here. A nice place to do this if you're practicing on your own is in front of a mirror, so you can watch to see the stabilization of those shoulders. Let's do 2 more. Now we're starting to get a little tired. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but there we go. So I give her a little bit of tactile feedback with my hands on her shoulders, and she kept that shoulder down nice and deep. I've got the bar. Go ahead and come off. Nicely done, really nicely done. How'd that feel? One of my favorite exercises on the Wunda chair. It's just so powerful for help preparing you for more advanced level repertoire. So we're gonna do some additional leg work, which is the next block. Go ahead and come on up. I'm gonna move this out of the way. This exercise is one of my favorite. I know I say this all the time. This is my favorite. But the standing leg press standing. I feel like it's such an underutilized exercise. I'm gonna try a 2-0. We'll see how that feels for you. There's so much that happens on this exercise. Make sure your client is in position close enough or far enough away that their leg is straight in the up position, leg is straight in the down position. We want to find a neutral pelvic position first, not just posterior anterior, but also laterally. So once we've found that neutral pelvic position, don't just bring your leg up. Soften the knee, try to hold that pelvic position that you've established, then bring the leg up and reach it out. We're using our gluteus medius, our hip extensor, our knee flexor to initiate and move, then the knee extensor, the quadricep come into play to lengthen. We eccentrically return with all the same muscles to our starting position, right? So stand right about here, I think, for your leg length. Arms to a T position. If you're working by yourself and you're feeling a little precarious here, you might want to use a pole or something to hold on to. If you're working with the client, I just hold their hand right here, give them a little bit of support. So find your neutral pelvic position in that upright position. Tuck your tail slightly. That's it right there. And ribs draw just a little bit. That's it. Excellent. Nice job. Now, without shifting too much, try to soften the right knee. Try to float the leg up and reach it out in front of you. Okay, off you go. We need to move you back a little bit. No, that's too far. There you go. Try that. Both feet together. Let's reestablish that neutral pelvic position. Nice. Soften the knee. Bring it up, reach it out. So if you noticed, when she had her leg reached out, the knee was soft. This has got to be straight to start. And a lot of times, as the leg reaches out, that hip hikes up. So let's take that hip down a little bit. Good. You feel like you have a good grip there? Okay. Exhale. Pull and press all the way. Knee extensor, knee extensor. That's it. Now, eccentrically, oh, that's the tough part. Return to your starting position. So gluteus medius, hip extensor, knee flexor, knee extensor, quadricep. Eccentrically using all those muscles to return to your starting position. She's looking good, so I'm going to step away a little bit, but I'm still here for her if she needs me. Eccentrically lift and reach and pull and press and lift. I'm here for you. I've got you. And release. I don't know if you can see it this side, but she gave me a little a little hold here. That's okay. I'm here for her. And as you can see, as we fatigue a little bit, that hip starts to come up. So bring that hip down a little more. More. That's it. And one more. I've got you. Press. Oh, it's a powerful exercise when the technique is present. Switch legs. Okay, you can do one more. I love it. I love when people ask to do one more. Once they start to feel their rhythm, they start to feel that connection to it. If they want to do one more, do one more. Switch legs. Better, yeah? Very important. As that leg comes off and comes down to the ground, match the toe line. We don't want the client moving around, changing their toe line. I want to use the same position. So, neutral pelvis, T position. Pull in here a little bit. Slight bias to posterior. That's it. Hover that left leg up. Reach it out. Excellent. Drop this hip a little bit. Exhale, pull, and push. Inhale, not as strong on this leg. So I think 3-0 would have been way too challenging for her. I think 2-0 is working well with her. And if you've noticed, I've switched sides for spotting her. So if you're ever spotting your client from one side or the other, make sure you switch sides so you don't create any imbalances just from a spot. Reach the leg out, pull in, press it out, control up, reach out, and pull, and press. Oh, I got you, I got you. We've got to do one more to redeem yourself, right? Wow, that was it. How'd that one feel? Good, perfect. Wow, even better. Okay, so I'm going to take it up to 3-0, I think. I like to give a little bit of resistance for kneeling side stretch. Kneel here facing the camera. Kneeling side over. Bring your knee in just a tad to about my hand and back towards me a little bit, right there. This is a tough one because clients don't understand how to get that neutral scapula position in this lateral movement. So we just learned that with the seated shrugs and tricep seated, right? So that's the same concept, right? So the fingers face forward, the bar presses down, and we keep that down position. Does that weight feel a little heavy or does it feel okay? I think you can do it there. So we've got now our neutral scapula position. The arm is straight, the fingers are forward. This arm comes up, palm faces up, so we've got this beautiful rotation of the shoulder joint, and that's a nice alignment of the arm. We don't want to be perfectly straight where we have to shrug. We don't want to be at a too deep of a bend or an angle. We just want a nice, we're kind of creating this bow shape with the arm and the body. We exhale in a lateral flexion. Inhale up. She's doing a great job with her pelvis. Most people try to kick their pelvis up or back. She's keeping her pelvis right in a neutral position, keeping her hips right over her knees. We're just going to elongate that arm just a tad. That's it. And exhale. And up. And over. And up. Let's do 3 more of these. Now, if you want, you can stay in that laterally flexed position and go into the tricep press, but we're just going to do this here for this session today. Okay, so this palm is up. Pull this in a little bit. Just bias slightly to posterior. That's it. Head up a little bit. Exhale. And this is what I mean about working with the body that's in front of you. I can really notice there's a bit of an imbalance here with her stabilization of her right scapula. Did you ever have an injury on that right arm, that right shoulder? Yeah, okay, there you go. And you could just see that she's having a hard time stabilizing that right shoulder. So during her workouts, when we work together, I would address that as much as I could. Maybe even referring her to a PT to do some additional muscle testing and balance, muscle testing and function, and to help me understand a little more what's happening with that shoulder and why this one, which had a previous injury, is a little more unstable than the left. Oh, very nice. That's looking better. What you're struggling with is coming all the way upright, all the way upright. There. And then, yeah, and then keeping that down. One more like that. Bring this on back a bit. Excellent. And up you go. Good. I've got the bar. And we're going to finish off with some back extension. I love, 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 love the swan. We're going to come over to this side. Pelvis is going to be here. Hands are going to be here. And if we're looking really, really good, we'll add some single arm swan in today. So lengthen your arms out. I think we're going to have to move forward quite a bit. Yeah, for sure. A little more. Little more. Let's go there. Does that weight feel a little light for you? Does it feel okay? You feel stable here? Pull your ribs up a little bit. Good, head is in line with your spine. More ribs. That's it right there. And shoulders down a little bit. And legs together. And we inhale up. And exhale down. I feel like 90% of that came from the lumbar. So we're going to reestablish those ribs. Lift up a little bit. Lift up. Right there. Right there. Pull up into your ribs. And bias to posterior slightly. No, not from here. From your pelvis. That's it. Lift up a little here. That's it. No. Okay. I don't want you to think of just coming up from here. I want you to think of reverse articulation. So cervical, thoracic. Then we come into the lumbar. And then we come down the same way, but we need to reestablish those ribs. Better. Lift a little here. That's it. Inhale. Here, here, and then here. Exhale. Pull those ribs under as you go down. There we go. Inhale. Feel the difference? Exhale. As you come down, don't let the chin drop. Reach out through the crown of the head. Pull your ribs under. And up. There, do you feel that? And exhale down. Pull your ribs under. Head up a little bit. Head up, right there. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. And one more. Inhale. Here, here. Opening the sternum. And exhale. There we go. We're not going to do single arm today. Off you go. I made her tired. Put your hand back. I want you just to kind of stretch back here. Let your back relax for a moment. Take a step back and let's do a couple roll downs. Hands by your side. Take a breath in. Exhale. Bring your feet a little closer together. Good. Posture up nice and tall. Take a breath in. And as you roll down, feel your chin nod, upper back, mid back. As you get into your lower back, soften your knees, palms facing one another. Head stays in line with your spine. Inhale and exhale up. I love the roll down. We want to commence a session and conclude a session with the roll down. We had done one earlier. Exhale, roll down one more before we got started, just so I can see the alignment of the body, and then we went right into our workout. But we'll definitely conclude here on camera. Inhale. As you exhale, feel your abs wrap, feel your sacrum push under you, feel your spine restack. Your hands will come just behind your greater trochanter, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. That was beautiful. Nice job. Awesome. Guys, thanks for joining. I hope you know how much I appreciate your continued support. If you like what you see, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and become a part of the Pilates Life vlog. Thanks again, be kind, and have a great day.